Well, hello everybody. Today, at the time of recording, is Blinduary Day 7. I had a little trouble trying to decide what to do for today's prompt, but I was looking at natural rock arch formations that you see like in deserts. And then I started looking up if there were similar formations underwater. I thought what I would do is make those into like a portal, and we'll have like a desert world, and then we'll have an underwater world with maybe the light kind of shining through. However, today is a bit of a different setting because I am trying a cloud computing service, which is Vagan, so hopefully it'll make the recording smoother. And just as a reminder, if you're new, this isn't a tutorial, you're just kind of watching me do stuff in Blender. But if you do learn something, or if you get inspirations or ideas, that's cool. Or if you're not a Blender user and you're just curious, then you'll kind of get to see what it's like. Subdivide this a few times. I'm going to create the arch first, and then I'll refine the shape in geometry nodes. I want both sides of this arch in each environment to be a little different, but I'll start with this kind of base shape, and then if we keep the shape somewhat consistent, I'm going to copy these. I'm going to move one over. So now we have two identical arches, and then we can build one on one side to be the desert, and the other one will be the ocean floor. Let's add a geometry nodes modifier, and I'll go to this one and add the same geometry nodes modifier. We'll make that side our seafloor, and we'll make this side our desert. We'll have to fix them up somehow so that you can't see them in the same scene. In our geometry nodes, let's do a set position, and right away it's going to do something really weird. A noise texture, add a math node. Let's add my own custom keyboard shortcut, Control M, and then for a vector math node, we'll do Alt M. So now I can just go Alt M, and I have a vector math node. So if I put that into add, then it's going to be even more weird. But if I put that into multiply, and if I turn normalize off on my noise texture, let's do a scale, and then we can turn down the effect to make it more regular. And that should be doing the same thing on the other one too, right? It is, yeah, because if I change it back here, you see the one back there changing the same exact way. I'll make another noise texture, add, and then we'll do another scale, something like that, just to give it enough irregularity there, and then we'll bring in our details. Go into edit mode and start doing stuff to this. So now we're going to set up the lighting, and this is the fun part because on my own native computer, whenever I have viewport rendering turned on, my recording got kind of slow, but since this is happening on a cloud computer, it doesn't affect my recording at all, except how cool it looks. Let's set up the materials, and the materials need to be the same, which is fine because we'll just use a set material node. So let's do material, and then now let's go to our material. I want to make it kind of a red, well, not quite that red, but at the same time, I don't know if you really get those kind of rocks in the ocean, really. So I'll make it kind of in between. Yeah, kind of like that. So let's turn the roughness up, and let's turn the diffuse roughness, maybe not all the way, but it's a start anyway. Okay, so let's add a bump node, add another noise texture, and we're going to add that to our quick favorites along with the Voronoi texture, noise texture, Control T. Oh, you know what? I don't have Node Wrangler add-on turned on, so let's do that. Realize I don't have any of my add-ons, which I don't use a lot of add-ons, but I use the Node Wrangler. That needs to be turned on. Control T gives us all of that, and then we'll plug object into here. These materials will be synced up as long as we're using the object texture coordinates. That same texture will happen on the other one where the shape is the same, which is this arch here. That's the same in both. Hue saturation node, separate XYZ. We'll add that to our quick favorites. Let's do the separate color and add that to our favorites as well. X into the hue, the Y into the saturation, and the Z or Z if you're from Europe into the value. Mix node, well, I need to add that to my quick favorites as well. Make the middle 0.5. That gives us some nice variation. Map range on both of these. Bring the saturation up to 2. Is that too much? Let's make it a bit more subtle. I'm going to set this to 0 and then set that to 2. Then what I'm going to do is do the same mix thing here and a mix thing here. Set these all to 0.5. I'm going to take all of these and these into a group node, except, oh, game mode, okay. Oh, okay, your second time you do it, it does But I want to have our color. We're going to have our hue, saturation, and value. Let's go to our group. And you know what? No one can really see what's happening, and I can't even see what's happening. So I guess I'm going to go into my preferences. I'm going to turn up the size to 1.25. Now I can see it. Change this to hue, saturation, and value. Let's call it color distort. Now we have this nice little node. We can plug a texture into that vector, which I guess we should name as well. Distortion map, hidden value on the outside. We can control the amount that the hue is changed, the amount that the saturation is changed, the amount that the value is changed. Very conveniently. Okay, that is nice. And then we'll also use that for a bump. The whole color, I suppose, plug that into mix and set the first one to 0. And that way we can refine precisely. I guess I'll go to my world. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have 2 different sky textures so that the sun looks like it's in different positions in each of these portals. So they're like different worlds. Let's move. Yeah, we can move that around so we have some kind of sun coming through like that. Okay, so that's for that side. Now, what I want to do is I want to make it to where it uses this other sky when we're looking at the water scene. Add a texture coordinate node, separate XYZ, and we'll plug our other sky texture. Now we have an interesting effect where it's like we have 2 suns because they're kind of mixing together right now. So now if we plug this less than, what we should get, if I did it right, and I didn't do it right, so let's do greater than, then we will get, oh. Ooh, that might not work. Maybe we just have to have... I mean, it looks kind of cool, but that's not what I was hoping for. Oh, I see. We need to have the position of the camera in there somehow. So let's see if we can do that. Okay, I guess we went to all of that for nothing. So we're just going to use this shader. Well, we tried anyway. Of course, we need to make this side look like it's underwater. Add a cube, scale the whole thing out to cover. I want that arch just barely underwater. So let's go into geometry nodes. Add a plane, a grid. It's called grid here. Bounding box, separate X, Y, Z. Maximum is all we really need in this. Multiply both of these by 2. Extrude mesh, combine X, Y, Z. Plug that into the Z. Plug that into the offset. So we basically have the same thing I made in edit mode, except in this case, I can control the resolution because I'm going to turn this into waves. Don't want individual faces. Set position. Selection will be the top Voronoi texture. Math node set to power with an exponent of 2. Combine XYZ. Plug that into the, plug our Voronoi texture into the Z. Subdivide mesh. Multiply this by 0.1. Set shade smooth. Add a material. Call it water. Add a clear shader, which is one of my group nodes. Volume scatter, and we'll set this to 4 near forend for water. Make this a blue, and I have no idea what this is going to look like, so let's just find out. And it looks like that because I have not set the set material node. Now let's put water in there and see what that looks like. Okay, that's very interesting. The water is red, so we're having some color scattering. That does look cool though, but it doesn't look like underwater. Maybe the density is too high. Let's set this to 0.1. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. One way to fix that I do know is if we add a volume absorption and add shader mix node to turn it down to 0. Yeah, that's not too bad. I don't mind a little bit of color change. That is somewhat real. There, I think that looks good. That gives us a nice kind of underwater look. Now we need to do the fun part, which is setting up the portal. I guess we can make it its own object. Make a face here and then a face here. At least it'll make it a little more sensible, perhaps. Alt-D, duplicate this, and we'll put the other one over -1. We have to do 2 things. We have to add a geometry nodes modifier to them, and let's find portal because I brought that asset in. So now let's see what happens if we put that one into there. So let's add another geometry nodes and let's go portal, and then let's select our water one and let's add a new material and let's call it portal. I'm going to go to my shaders. Let's get rid of the principled and let's put our portal shader. If you didn't see the video I did with the 3D painting, this is the stuff that is inside of the shader that I just added. It arranges all the data that the ray portal needs, which we get from this geometry nodes setup. So let me select my desert portal. We have our arch here, and then we have this thing that is like basically acting like a window. So let's see if we can actually see. I hope it's good. I hope it's well, It's doing something. The only thing is our volume doesn't seem to be coming through. Does volume just not come through the ray portal node? I hope this whole project isn't a failure. I hope it isn't. You know what? Let's just add a mountain, at least so we have something to look at. Oh, I'm just gonna do this the easy way. Go to my add-ons. Do we not have landscapes anymore? Yeah, I'm becoming more and more disappointed with this project. Maybe it just doesn't like it being inside the add a cube. Let's just add the same material. Now let's look at our desert and see if that even comes through. Okay, it does there. We might be able to save this. Get rid of that cube that I just made. Turn my water cube back on. What I'm thinking we should be able to do is add a cube around this. Let's add a join geometry here because we want the faces to be flipped. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to cut a box-shaped hole out of the water around, so it's like there's just air around the portal. Hopefully it's not dense enough that you can like tell that there's no water there. Let's add a cube, set position, turn on wireframe, move it over. Oh, you know what I could do? You know what, let's just do it that way. Let's take our water portal, bring it in. Let's set it to relative, a bounding box. Let's get rid of this. Plug that bounding box into here. Now we have a box that is exactly the same proportions as our portal object. I'm hoping that that kind of like gives a surface for our stuff to happen. Let's just see if it works. It does. It worked. It worked. It worked. Okay, nice. It doesn't look super cool, but I mean it looks the way it should based on what we made it do. So now we see like the water coming through. We're definitely getting some like murky blue on the inside. It's still not perfect, but I mean it's something. We have water in there. We have the light. Ooh, you know what? Let me turn the sun around behind here. I'm just gonna edit the surroundings of my other thing here. So bear with me for just a second because I want that plateau to be on the other side now. Or not plateau, that cliff, that little cliff that we made. I want that to be on the other side. Okay, so now let me go to the little desert and let's see what that looks like. I want to have like some cool water reflections coming through. Move the sun around, bring the sun up into there. I think we're just having the problem with the bump map on the water thing is too high. Make the water a little more calm by lowering the power of the bump map. 5 maybe. Make this look a bit more attractive by messing with the color management. I really do wish I could have the sunlight on the other side. Guess there's just not really a way to do that. Unless we just... Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go to my world settings and I'm gonna try this again. Get the light the way I want it on this side. Oh, there's not really an easy way to accomplish this. Maybe we can kind of have the best of both. We just turn it on slightly. I might add some kind of nice details to this. Like it would be cool to add like some grass or rocks or pebbles. Pebbles, you know what? We can do pebbles. So let me go into my geometry nodes and let's add points on face, instance on points, and then let's just do a cube. Set the base size to something like 0.2. I want to make sure that these rocks are like only on the top, so there's not like rocks growing on the sides. Separate X, Y, and Z. Plug the Z into the density map range node. Noise, texture, plug that into the instances. Set shade smooth. Realize instances. Make it to where our rocks are all kinds of different sizes. Scale instances. Random value. I want the rocks to be kind of flat. Multiply. We have some pebbles. Boulders, pebbles, rocks, I don't know, whatever you want to call them. Any synonym is fine. So I've talked about Blinduary before, but once Blinduary is over, I'm going to need more ideas. So if you guys leave me ideas in the comments, you can just give me a word, or you can say, hey, it would be cool if you made this, and like give me all kinds of details if you want to, whether it's a scene or an effect of some kind. If you support me on Patreon, if you give me suggestions there, I will give your suggestions priority, as long as it's something that I can do when I decide it's something reasonable for me to do. Comments on YouTube will be like the secondary suggestions that I might take into consideration. I can add those to a queue. If you support me on Patreon, you will be able to download this file. I'll turn the resolution of some of this stuff down so that it doesn't break your computer when you open it. You can use some of the assets that I have in here. You guys are all cool, and I hope I've given you ideas or inspiration, or maybe you've learned something. And if you made something cool in Blender and you want to share it with me, you can share it with me on Instagram or maybe on the Blender Artists Forum. I have links to my profiles and all those things in the description. You can find me there. You can connect with me, and yeah. Oh, interesting. Yeah, of course, because this is not my screen, so the mouse doesn't stay. Anyway, what do you call it? Keyboard shortcuts. I also realized that I need to speak louder, because when I'm watching my recordings over again, I kind of mumble and mutter, and it's hard to pick up on this mic, and maybe I just need to fix up my microphone settings, but it wouldn't hurt if I spoke up a little bit too. But I don't want to yell either. Don't think the audience will like that particularly. No, I could mess with all this stuff all day, but I don't have all day because I have a meeting in the evening, so I hope I get this done quickly. Even if I don't get the video done quickly, I need to get this project done quickly so I can post it. Well, the video is the project, so if I don't finish the video, then I don't finish the project, although I guess I could stop recording sooner and say, well, I'll make finishing touches and then go to my meeting and then come back and then post the thing, even though I It's because I've done that with other. Here I go muttering to myself again. That's good enough. If it's good enough, then why am I still editing it? Don't know. Because that's the way my brain works. Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, my shoulders hurt. Oh, I did a bunch of exercises this morning, and I'm sure that helps, but oh, I think my shoulders are just kind of beyond repair to a certain extent. Actually, how big are these arches? And you know what? I'm not going to worry about scale in this. I usually am a perfectionist for scale, but I don't know. I'm just not going to worry about it this time. I don't know if that's good or bad. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just going crazy. I'm just making shapes. I have the Monsters Inc. theme in my head because Monsters Inc. doors basically are portals. I probably shouldn't sing that in the video because I'll get a copyright strike. Yeah, I suppose that would be smarter. Yeah, I suppose. Oh, so actually, I guess that's okay. So this one. Oh, will be the underwater one. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I'm really not mocking the Blender Guru by speaking in an Australian accent. I just like the accent. I do, genuinely. And now that's not Australian. I don't know what accent I'm using now. I don't know. I think now it's back to Australian. Now it's back to American. I don't know. Let's set these subdivisions to 4, hopefully. Ah, the bird synced. Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm actually casting light over there. Whoa. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it doesn't do that here. Oh, that's an interesting side effect. Okay, well, I have to remember to keep my mouse within each little workspace, each little tab or panel or panel. Yeah. I have to make sure the cursor stays in the panel. The resolution. Don't tell me I got rid of that too. Oh, of course I did. Of course I did. Oh, and it crashed. Okay, that's fine. I think it's fine. I hope it's fine. Whoa. Where'd that cube go? Oh, I deleted it. Cube, I need a cube. I guess we can just... It's fine. I need to remember to keep my cursor within the windows on this thing, because it's not my computer, so it doesn't register the same. Okay, move it over, move it. I like to move it. Please don't use that in the bloopers. Future me, you're going to use that in the bloopers, aren't you? You're gonna... 5, maybe? Excuse me. I don't even know if I'm spelling desert right. I'm probably spelling dessert. What did I do? I didn't know what I did. Oh, how do we want to do this? Oh, that doesn't work. My quick favorites were not saved. Were my other things saved? No, they weren't. No, they were not. Okay, well, fine. Okay, that does seem to maybe be what we want. Maybe. Map range note. I can't believe I lost all of my keyboard shortcuts again. But, oh well. Vector math. I hate not having my keyboard shortcuts. I guess I could just do that, but I don't want to do that again because I just don't want to. Save it, just to be sure. Okay, you can share it with me on... You can share it with me here on YouTube. You can share it... You can share it... I think that's about it, so I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. Was that a blooper? That wasn't a blooper, but I guess it is now.